This bear was driven from his home by forest fires, and sadly, in his search for a safe refuge, he wandered into a lush and beautiful wild valley full of Canadian residents who thought that no wild animals should be there. They wanted him killed. Watching from the sidelines, my husband and I tried to keep him and the other bears fleeing the fires out of their view. It was a nightmare in which I came face to face with the evil face of humanity. Why would a person buy a house in a wild valley where wildlife has always lived if they hate wild animals so much that they think they should all be destroyed? That is the word that they use, as if wild animals are worthless objects with no right to exist. But bears and all of the other wild animals there have always lived in those forests. I tried to explain that the bears were driven out by fires and should be treated with respect and relocated if necessary. But no one paid any attention to anything I said. Instead, they all turned against me. If you are watching this, it is obvious that I'm no Leonardo da Vinci, so why, you may be wondering, am I doing this? The reason is that when a terrible disaster strikes, and no matter where you turn, you can find no help nor justice, well, what do? You write a book and illustrate it with those important characters involved, those you lost, to show how each one was a special personality. Each one was precious. Each of these bear portraits will be a full-page, black and white illustration of one of the wild bears I knew that summer. But though I've always been a working wildlife artist, I never actually painted this way before with ink and brushes, though I have used pen and ink to render the coats of wild animals, and I have done watercolor, airbrush, and acrylic painting and pouring. Anyway, I'm starting out by defining the different areas and then building up the appearance of fur with second and third passes. I have had to speed this up a lot because making so many brush strokes to define so much fur takes time. Hopefully I will improve with practice because I have 15 bears to portray. This bear is called Bard in the book. He arrived one morning and sat down in the shadows, looking just like a little Buddha with his feet stretched out in front of him, toes turned up. He had descended the mountain with his brother, who went wandering through the neighborhood, unafraid. But Bard was afraid and waited for him to come back. Luckily, at our end of the valley, we were the only full-time residents, so the other houses were empty at that time. But on the long weekend, the empty cabins filled with partying weekenders, and eventually they became aware of the bears. And their reaction is the reason I'm writing this book. Because though there is no doubt that all these people think that they are very special, there is no reason to imagine that they are different from all the other valleys full of Canadian rednecks who feel as they do and treat the wildlife fleeing the fires as they did. hope you will join your voice to mine in saying that they are wrong. Wildlife has the right to pursue their lives in their forests, and people who live in places where they might see a bear or a deer or a mountain lion should understand that, not blindly believe hunters' stories that wildlife should all be shot on sight. Anyway, I hope you are enjoying watching my speed painting. I myself love watching speed paintings, so decided to film these illustrations in hopes of attracting interest in this bear story. Bye for now.